Purchase from the link below.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jumping back to the past, we used to have these home security devices that would start blaring every single time you would open your door. We would pay $30–40 a month to have these devices, and mostly we were paying for that cool little sign in our front yard that said, "Home protected by..." Now at the same time, that really wasn't worth it. You weren't technically speaking keeping your home safe. But what if you could get something for a one-time fee and not have to pay anything monthly and be able to do 10 million more things, because this is more of that smart home feel for things. So this is known as the Piper, or in particular the Piper NV, which is their latest version. And basically it's what I like to think of as a GoPro that's connected to the internet that you can access to see your home. And in reality, it's a 180-degree immersive video camera. Right underneath that is, of course, a motion and sound detector. Right underneath that is audio, which records anything that's going on depending on where you put this. You can also hook this up with wireless accessories that we're going to be taking a look at in another video, but for now we're going to focus on the Piper NV. Now at the top you find yourself a ginormous speaker, and at the bottom you find yourself a ginormous speaker. Now any traditional burglar who enters your house will think this is a cool looking Bluetooth speaker or something along those lines and maybe not pay too much attention to it. But at the same time, what comes out of those speakers when they start walking around is something that may make them think twice and potentially run away. It's a 105 decibel siren. That is pretty loud. In fact, I tested it out and it's scary loud, which is really good because you want something like that on such a small device that maybe doesn't look too harmful, but in reality it's doing everything that you need to keep your home safe. Now another cool thing about the Piper NV that you might not get on the Piper Classic is a 3.4 megapixel camera. This allows you to zoom in a lot more, it allows you to focus on certain places, it also has an immersive video experience so you can move around at a faster rate, and finally it has one really important feature that you guys are going to really like, and it's known as night vision. So even when it's dark and there is no light inside of your room, you can go ahead and use this and be able to move around your camera. Now of course, from inside the application you can set certain things to happen depending on what you would like. So say you leave your house and you set it to automatically jump into work mode via an application like IFTTT. Then of course you can make it say it detects motion, okay? So you can set it to if Piper detects motion, then set off alarm. That's kind of a little too much, so maybe how about record video or send me text message. The way I have it is, if it's in work mode, and there's 4 different modes, if it's in work mode and someone say comes into my particular room or enters my house and this thing detects motion, it's going to record a video and save it to the Piper application, and then it's also going to send me a text message saying motion is detected. How cool is that? Now another cool feature this thing has is the ability to detect certain things that are going on in your room that the camera may not be able to detect. For example, light, humidity, and of course the temperature of your room. Now why exactly is this important? Well, you see, not everyone's going to use this as a full-fledged security device. Some people may want to keep an eye on their kids or their babies or something, and they want to be able to tell how well is the house doing at a particular time. Is the temperature too hot? Is the temperature too low? And then of course you can go and say you have a full-fledged smart home, you can go and change your Nest to lower the temperature, higher the temperature. It can also detect light, sound, and of course motion, things we already mentioned, but those things could be really important too if you're keeping track of how your baby's doing or how it's sleeping or something along those lines while you are not home. Finally, the power itself, it does have battery backup, so say the electricity is simply not in your house anymore. I know you might not be able to access it from the internet, but say you have optimum Wi-Fi or your router is backed up with a battery pack as well, like mine is, then of course you're pretty much set. This thing has a battery backup and you'll still be able to keep track of whatever is going on in your house, even if the electricity goes out, which is a really dangerous time for, of course, security purposes. And finally, what is the wireless rating on this? It's an 802.11 BGN, and of course it's a Series 500 Z-Wave controller, so when it comes to connecting to Wi-Fi, you guys should have no trouble. Alright, so the application is pretty epic. I just wanted to go over like the overall look of this thing. So basically, the Piper looks good. You can hang this on the wall, you can place it on your desk, you can place it outside, inside, wherever you really need. And the only functionality that I'd really like is, of course, maybe like waterproofing, should you actually hang this up outside or something along those lines, but we'll save that feature for a lot later. The application works pretty fast, as you guys saw, and it connects usually fast, but sometimes there are a few connection issues. But for the most part, if you're on a fast network and you don't have any internet issues, then you should be able to connect to this really rapidly. So aside from that, I haven't found any issues. The camera works well, everything connects pretty nicely when it comes to the Wi-Fi setup. Speaking of setup, the setup is super fast. And finally, the extra little features inside of the application, for example, getting accessories connected, and of course, getting notifications via text, all of that works really seamlessly. So of course, if you're looking for something that's going to work out and maybe not have a huge learning curve, and you won't take up too much of your time trying to set this thing up, then this is probably the way to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If so, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be me logging off.